Combate Global.
It's Mexico versus Venezuela when Kevin Garcia returns to La Jaula when he battles Alberto Montes. Undefeated Yannet Garcia meets Spain's Andrea Meneses in the debut of Quinton Camacho taking on Gabriel Ortega. This fight card promises to deliver.
Combate Global.
What an incredible fight! Can you believe what you just saw? We have a champion!
Welcome everyone, Combate Global from Miami, Florida, here from the Univision Studios. And it's rainy season in South Florida. It's been a lot of raining out there, but the only thing raining inside La Jaula, you don't need any umbrellas. What you need are two fists up because there's a whole bunch of kicks and fists. Alex Wendling to my left, Rodolfo Roman, another stellar fight card here on Fuse tonight.
Yeah, we definitely have a stacked card. The women are going to bring the action. Also, the men, though, completely stacked from top to bottom. Kevin Garcia taking on Alberto Montes in our main event. But to kick off the night, we have the ladies stepping in La Jaula. Andrea Meneses from Spain taking on the American Yannet Garcia with a background of Mexico. And Alex, this fight is sure to deliver. Two women with a great stand-up striking. At one point, Garcia, as a Muay Thai artist, couldn't even find the opponents. She made a transition to MMA. Let's get things started here with this bout. Beatriz, introduce the ladies to get the action started.
Welcome to Combate Global. Bienvenidos a Combate Global. Esta noche traemos un show muy especial. Tonight, we bring a very special show and we start the night off with a ladies bout. Empezamos la noche con un duelo entre damas. But the question is, are you ready? Are you ready? Y arrancamos con mucha más acción, las reglas de la jaula. 3 vueltas de 5 minutos, 3 jueces, utilizando el sistema de 10 puntos. Este duelo en la división peso átomo, this bout. In the atomweight division, los jueces son the judges are Elian Rodríguez, Armando Álvarez y Vicente Rodríguez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un Combate Global. Introducing the blue corner, la esquina azul, wearing blue and black, vestida de azul y negro. Su peso oficial, 105.2 libras, her official weight, 105.2 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 2 victorias. Tonight, she enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 2 victories. From Puebla, Mexico, fighting out of San Jose, California, Yannet Garcia. Introducing the red corner, en la esquina roja, wearing red, vestida de rojo, su peso oficial, 105 libras, she tipped the scale at 104 pounds, con un récord profesional de 5 victorias y 2 derrotas, with a pro record 5 victories and 2 losses. From Gaba, España, Andrea Cali Meneses. El referee, Christopher Miñoki.
Cuídate todo el tiempo, escúchame todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar guantes, toca. Buena suerte a los dos.
And here we have it, Yannet Garcia representing the United States, taking on Spain's Andrea Meneses. Both ladies returning to La Jaula. Should it be a fun, exciting fight, Alex, between these two? We primarily predict a lot of striking. However, Meneses did tell me that she's been at the Coach Shed Academy training, putting in her work. She says, this is a must win because of all the sacrifices that I've done for this fight.
Yeah, and she's coming in with a lot of confidence. She's a more experienced fighter when it comes to MMA, but Yannet Garcia is undefeated. She has over 25 fights as a Muay Thai fighter, so she's ready to let things fly and also show off some of that grappling skill, but these two are really going to look to prove a point when it comes to their striking.
Yeah, Yannet Garcia getting very emotional during the fight week interviews when asked, what does MMA mean to you? Just started bawling. She came to the United States from Mexico with her mom and dad and sister and said that what MMA gave her is a family. She had a big family in Mexico, and MMA gave it to her here in the United States. And rightfully so. She even met her husband because of this sport. And talking about the ground game, Alex, we're doing some ground and pound action very early on.
Yeah, Yannet is great at reversing times in the clinch. So now she's working some top position on top of Andrea, and she is a purple belt working over there at AKA in San Jose, which is known for their striking, obviously, but their jiu-jitsu program is top tier as well. And like you mentioned, her husband, her head jiu-jitsu coach, so you always have a constant partner that you're able to work that ground game with.
When you mention AKA, you can't just not mention the Daniel Cormiers, the Cain Velasquez. So many champions came out of that camp. Last time we saw Yannet Garcia was last year, very early on. Oh, sorry. It was last year in December, beating Katie Perez. She said that that's how she found out that she belongs in MMA, because she took on a full-rounded fighter. And here we go to the action. Great knee from Garcia, Alex. Great tripping right there.
Yes, she does a great job on the break. Look at the flexibility of Andrea, though. She's looking to wrestle her way up, but Yannet is really strong in that front headlock game, looking to isolate an arm and then flip this position here. But again, I just love the knees she throws. You can tell her Muay Thai background really shows out in these moments.
Beautifully executed, and what's even more mind-boggling is she hasn't put too much time as a mixed martial artist, but you would not know that. She's definitely has fit in quite well in the world of mixed martial arts, putting in all that extra craft and mixing it up, and a great recipe to say the least. As for Meneses, she's been putting in that work in wrestling to see what she's all about over here in Goat Shed Academy.
Yeah, definitely getting the work with Coach Awesome over there at Goat Shed. One of the training that he goes through, nice ground and pound, is from the Danaher Death Squad. So you know that the lineage of grappling that they get there in Goat Shed is really great. And wow, yes, bloodied up already.
A blood. I'm not sure. Maybe it was because of the knee. We couldn't quite see it. I didn't think it hit the nose. I think it's coming from the nose from this angle.
This is definitely some savage stuff coming from Yannet, who used to watch anime like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, which was her biggest motivation to even start combat sports. She said she would go home after school, watch that, and say, I want to do that, but in real life. So she begged her family to let her do it in reverse here, but she is able to get the scramble and get the best of it. Just awesome control from the Muay Thai specialist.
You can see that she's been putting in that work, trying to get away from the whole one-dimensional aspect. She's become that full mixed martial artist, able to work in all levels, whether it be on the ground or on the top. So they're trying to see where this blood is coming from. Not just from the forehead or from the nose.
It looks like it's from the top of her head.
I can't see it from that angle. But she is definitely busted open very early on in this first round. I'm thinking is causing any issues as far as her vision, so shouldn't be an issue for Andrea Meneses to continue on with this fight.
Great work using the cage to her advantage, really pushing her up, and now the back exposure is there. We'll see if Yannet is able to capitalize here, but maybe she'll be satisfied just getting those knees in, short knees, and also some ground and pound against the cage.
As for Meneses, she's coming off a defeat against Kayla Oracho back in December by unanimous decision. She said the thing she learned from that fight, Alex, was I needed to work on some of those details to become that good fighter that I am.
Yeah, and she was definitely not feeling this type of power in that fight. Kayla Rocco kind of beat her down with the volume, but this is pure power
Chris
right
McNulty,
here.
Alex,
He's going to be looking
hint.
close, but luckily there's only 7 seconds left in this round for her, so she'll be able to kind of get things together between rounds.
Beautiful knees right in that quad area, ham area.
She survives the first round. Great performance by Yannet.
Like that T-band area, when you get kneed in that section, Alex, it hurts like heck. For those tuning in on Fuse, welcome, bienvenidos. This is Combate Global. The ladies opening up the fight card. Andrea Meneses taking on Yannet Garcia, Alex.
Yeah, look at these highlights. Wow, when Andrea Meneses is stuck on her back, she wasn't able to capitalize on anything from the closed guard, but there an awesome, awesome throw but it ends up getting reversed by Yannet. So just an all-around dominant performance from Yannet Garcia.
I'm trying to find out where that cut. I'm at the top of the head.
Yeah, that looks like something's going on with the scalp area because her bangs are so wet, but I'm not sure that's with all sweat. So
Don't see it coming from the nose or from the eyes area, the bone cheek, and nothing like that. It seems more from the scalp.
Yeah.
Not quite sure how that happened.
She's definitely got that dog in her. I think this is one of the first times that she's really been bloodied up to that extent. But sometimes once it starts going, the blood just keeps rushing
That
out.
gives you a rush, Alex. When you see that blood, that means you go to war.
So it'll be interesting to see if Andrea can get anything going, striking at distance. You know, you really don't want to get into these clinch exchanges with a girl that is super strong with the Muay Thai knees, clinches, elbows. So it'll be interesting to see if we can see some in and out movement from the karateka, Andrea Meneses.
She has to definitely put in and test herself out, all that work she's been doing. Those sacrifices to see if she goes to the ground and battles it out. But Yannet Garcia has had an answer for her.
I love the flow that Yannet is in right now. She's just bouncing back and forth.
And here in Combate Global, we do have her open scoring, rightfully so. All judges giving it to Garcia, that first chapter of this bout.
Yeah, Yannet's got to feel pretty good going into this second round. Really able to pick her opponent apart at distance. And then when they do get into those grappling exchanges, the knees are there, the takedowns, the reversals, everything seems to be going in the way of Yannet so far.
And our women here in Combate Global always bring it. Last time around we saw them, we had an off women's fight card. Phenomenal action we had from our ladies.
Oh yeah, the women always bring mucha más acción. And the atomweight division is a division that you don't see in a lot of other promotions. Why? I have no idea.
You got to go to Asia for that. We never, it's not much of it, like you said, here in the United States, Alex. But here in Combate Global, we give you some atomweight action.
It was definitely a knee that happened, I think, straight to the scalp that cut her open because Yannet has been letting those fly, and she actually just threw another knee probably to the same spot. So Andrea is really going to have to make sure she doesn't put her head down in those exchanges and try to keep her posture up.
That is the key here for this.
And those knees to the ribcage, those are going to add up.
Well, the striking here for Garcia on point 38 out of 47. Meneses 9-22. Not much coming out of the Spain. This is real-time stats right here as you're seeing it live and in color on your screen. The accuracy there, 17-29 for Garcia. Just beautiful there. She positions that head, Alex, and tries to look at the position.
Wow.
Positioning that knee on the top of the head, Alex, how obnoxious is that, Alex?
Yeah, she's a small girl, but she probably feels like she weighs a ton the way she's using her body placement. The knee to the back of the head, that is something I haven't seen inside La Jaula so far, but really just able to grind Andrea down. It's probably not feeling too great for Andrea at this point.
I must say, very impressive work from Garcia, showing that she's just not all Muay Thai, but she is a full mixed martial artist.
And could you believe that this Muay Thai background all started from a 30-day Groupon to go to AKA kickboxing? I mean, talk about fate. You just see a coupon and then you fall in love with the sport and become an absolute beast.
I did not get that notification, Alex, because if I would have got that, I would have jumped on that Groupon, let me tell you.
We got to get the deals for all of it. It's nice short elbows, really starting to weigh down. Dude, we could get a finish in this fight. I know it's not super common to get finishes in atomweights, but man, Yannet is packing that power right now.
And that's one thing she stated during this the week here in her interviews. She says, I want to go home with either a submission or TKO victory or KO victory. I want that in my resume. I'm sure she had a laundry list as far as KOs in her Muay Thai resume, but as a mixed martial artist, she wants that one herself. Training out there, I'm sure the folks of AKA are watching this fight very closely. Her teammates supporting her, of course. Alex, that's very, very nice.
Enséñame más.
And you got to know that Yannet has the absolute best personality outside La Jaula. If you go to her Instagram, her TikTok, she's always creating the funniest content. It doesn't seem like she'd be the sweetest person here.
McNulty stepping in. He just gave her a heads up, a warning. It says, you got to show me more. And that's stop. Well,
Yanette Garcia gets a TKO win against Andrea Meneses.
she wanted that KO victory. She got it. Mignocchi stepped in just a few seconds before giving the heads up. Show me more. Rightfully so, stepped in to fight. This one is another victory for Garcia. Remains undefeated. 3 and goose egg. We'll be back with the official result here on Fuse. And now for the result, Beatriz Callis.
El tiempo oficial, 4 minutos y 20 segundos del round número 2. The official time, 4 minutes and 20 seconds of round number 2. And the winner by technical knockout, la ganadora por knockout técnico, Yanette Garcia.
Yanette Garcia add another victory to her MMA record. Walking out very proudly, and El Jefe Campbell McLaren is inside La Jaula. That only means one thing, Alex.
He's proud.
He's a fan.
Yes, representing Puebla, Mexico, and also San Jose. She is absolutely ecstatic to have gotten it done in that fashion. And man, she was really just beaten down in every point of the fight. And I think that was the gash that could have really bloodied her up. It was one of those knees straight to the scalp and then straight to another takedown. Chris Mignocchi saw enough. And Yanette Garcia gets it done in the second round by TKO, her first finish of her professional career.
It's not a horror movie you just saw. It's called Mucho Más Acción inside La Jaula. A victory for Garcia as we see the stats. 78 or 53 out of 78 for the punches, 7 out of 18. You could definitely see the discrepancy there, the difference between the two. The kicks, and 6 over 9. And the accuracy, 59. Yeah, this is just amazing stuff. The effectiveness, close to 70% of the time. And those takedowns, obviously, the difference. They did a lot of damage with Andrea Meneses. And I'm sure, Alex, Garcia walked out of La Jaula very proudly. And now these two dudes will be making their professional debut later on this evening here on Fuse inside La Jaula. Gabriel Ortega taking on Quinton No Ordinary Cowboy Camacho. I like the hat. I love it. But our main event, Kevin El Prendido Garcia taking on Alberto the Promise Motes. Let's meet the Venezuelan.
Yo creo que el MMA me ha dado la vida. O sea, es algo que no me veo haciendo otra cosa y es algo que disfruto hacer. Es algo que yo creo que está en mí, es algo que le debo todo, absolutamente todo lo que tengo se lo debo a la MMA. Cuando estaba muy pequeño me metieron en taekwondo y era como que uno de los primeros deportes que hice junto al fútbol. Me pareció un estilo de vida, o sea, fuerte, pero también tenía muchos beneficios. La verdad yo creo que los peleadores venezolanos nos caracterizan mucho la fuerza, como el hambre que tenemos por lograr algo, porque siempre que ves a alguien peleando desde Venezuela tiene una historia atrás. Mi estilo de pelea es fluido, es variable, o sea, es una pelea que donde el oponente quiera pelear o donde la pelea se vaya, voy a estar siempre en dominio. Ok, Kevin, espero que te hayas preparado bien, nos vemos esta noche en la jaula.
Entrando a la jaula, Alberto Montes.
It's Arepa Power! Alberto Montes, the promise, making his way to La Jaula. You like arepas?
Yes, I
Very
really
famous
do.
in
I
Venezuela.
really do.
They're very delicious. We're going to go have some after the fight. Montes making another return here into La Jaula. Third time he steps in. The last time we saw him pulled off a wonderful submission victory, which don't happen as often with
Yeah.
our stroke.
Yeah, that front headlock game that he showcased is super, super impressive. Alberto Montes representing Venezuela here tonight. He is a jiu-jitsu black belt, but he likes to keep things standing. He likes to keep things super entertaining. But like you said, that dart stroke that he had in his last fight, that keeps things entertaining too when you get crafty jiu-jitsu submissions like that.
That's quite amazing. Very excited to see Montes in action. But now let's meet his opponent, Kevin El Prendido Garcia from Mexico.
Al MMA llegué porque se me abrieron las puertas nada más entrenando y poco a poco me vieron el talento, el potencial y se fue dando. La misma vida te va presentando oportunidades, pero ya después te va gustando estar ahí, tener esa adrenalina. Lo disfrutas y pues se vuelve adictivo también y gracias a Dios se me da bien también. Yo creo que mi estilo de pelea sería el estilo mexicano, ¿no? De te pegan y no te haces para atrás, sacrificarlo todo y ir por eso que es mi meta, es la victoria y no tengo duda de que voy a ganar. Van a ver mi mejor versión, eso es lo que van a ver, mi mejor versión y van a ver una victoria. Yo vengo con todas las ganas de traerme esa victoria a México.
Su oponente, Kevin García.
Representing Mexico, Kevin El Prendido Garcia. Last time we saw him in La Jaula was in 2018, but he kept himself busy. Last fight taking place in 2022. He took some time off there, work on his craft, get himself right up to shape, and he's ready to make a return inside La Jaula against Alberto Montes. Now, there was some changes in his opponent, Alex, and that's something important to point out. His original opponent suffered an illness and could not be here. That's Anes Azenzoun from France. However, in stepped in Montes. So Kevin Garcia, though, he said, listen, I study my guys. Even if it's 1 day or two, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and that just shows how down he is as a fighter. It doesn't matter where, when, he is down to fight and really showcase his skill. A purple belt in jiu-jitsu. Also, someone that we've seen in the Combate Jaula experience all emotions, from losing his first, taking his first professional loss inside La Jaula to bouncing back and really getting on a strong streak. So it'll be exciting to see who gets the best of this matchup.
Well, we're going to give you a few seconds. You to head to the fridge, grab a cold one, and grab a popcorn. We'll be back with our main event, Venezuela versus Mexico. And we're back for our main event. In red, Montes out of Venezuela. With the blue trunks, Garcia out of Mexico. Ready to go toe-to-toe. Both these men making their third appearances inside La Jaula of Combate Global as we get ready for 3 rounds of action. And that's mucho más acción as we go to our head-to-head. 30 years for Montes, 26 for Garcia. Not far of much of a difference in the height, nor the reach the same. And then the weight, 46 for Montes and 44.8 for Garcia. With that being said, let's go to Beatriz Calles for the official introduction.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. Este es el evento estelar de esta noche. We continue with much more action. This is the main event of the evening. División Peso Pluma, Featherweight Division. Los jueces son the judges are Armando Álvarez, Elian Rodríguez, and James Lázaro. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Introducing the blue corner, la esquina azul, wearing red, vestido de rojo. Su peso oficial, 146 libras. He tipped the scale at 146 pounds, con un récord profesional de 6 victorias y 1 derrota. With a pro record of 6 victories and 1 defeat. From Barquisimeto, Venezuela, fighting out of Miami, Florida, Alberto The Promise Montes. Introducing the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing blue, vestido de azul. Su peso oficial, 144.8 libras. His official weight, 144.8 pounds. Con un récord profesional de 10 victorias y 4 derrotas. With a pro record of 10 victories and 4 losses. De Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, Kevin El Prendido García. El referee, Ramón Ramos.
Acá, Alberto. Acá. Le dije las reglas atrás, ¿ok? ¿Tienes preguntas? ¿Tienes preguntas? Que Dios los bendiga. ¿Choque? Que Dios los bendiga. Para atrás.
Ray Ramos with the official last word before this fight gets started. Garcia
My good sir.
taking on Mexico and Alberto Montes out of Venezuela. And if any of the momentum carries on, Venezuela just defeated Ecuador in the Copa America. I'm sure there's a lot of momentum going on here for Montes as we get this party started with both these two. Montes making a return to La Jaula. Last time we saw him already.
Solid.
Wow. Yeah, creative dude, Alex, when it comes to Montes. Those kicks, they can come out of nowhere.
Awesome question mark kick to get things going for Alberto Montes, the promise, his nickname. But Kevin Garcia stuck a nice jab in the beginning there, and now he's letting loose with some of those kicks. But it's going to be really interesting to see which one will prevail. Obviously, Kevin Garcia has a little bit more MMA experience, 10-4, but Alberto Montes is 6-1, so he could be on that streak of keeping that really dominant winning record.
Yeah, Garcia, more of a technical fighter, does have that wrestling background, doesn't like a lot of calf kicks if you see his previous fights out there. Taking on Juan Pablo Gonzalez, last time we saw him in La Jaula in 2018. He's making his third appearance here in Combate Global, but taking on other notable names here in Combate Global, such as Carlos Rivera, Alan Cantu Garcia. He has faced these dudes in previous competition. And as far as Alberto Montes, last time we saw him with that Darce choke, just get the takedown.
Gets him down.
That's that wrestling we were talking about, Alex.
Yeah, but a quick scramble up from Alberto Montes, the BJJ black belt. Let's see what he can do with that overhook right here. As we saw, Kevin Garcia was getting a little bit hesitant with some of his striking. You could really tell that he was focused on getting in on those legs and trying to nullify the attacks of Alberto, because starting out the fight with a question mark kick like that, I'd be a little stunned too.
Well, he's definitely has seen some action. Last time was in September when he submitted Adam Ortiz by that Darce choke. And, you know, it goes to question here, Kevin Garcia, does he have a little ring rust since we last saw competition, been some time? But before Montes jumped in La Jaula in September last year, he had been out for almost a year, almost 2 years, to say the least. And he was talking about this week that those first 30 seconds was kind of getting in the groove, and then it just felt like he just never left.
Dude, the striking from Alberto is looking great right now.
Well, it's the wrestling, though.
Yeah, the wrestling is definitely going to be there if he can keep him down, but it's coming in these scrambles. He's locking in just what he did like last time. That front headlock game, he is tough with.
This guy has Anaconda choke victories, Stars choke victories, and Alex, explain to us how hard it is to get these type of submission victories in MMA.
It's definitely really hard, but when you have the reach of Alberto Montes, those type of front headlock chokes are, you know, a little bit easier than if you had shorter arms. And the way he locks up and gets the angles that he's able to execute, he makes it look easy, but it's not. He is a jiu-jitsu black belt, and he has that strategy down to a T.
Yeah, training out with the Goat Shed Academy. Previously, he was training at the MMA Masters, transition now to Goat Shed Academy, where he feels he's been a little bit more creative, has a little more fun, work on his craft. You see his coach there, Asim, in the corner, and other gentlemen from that squad.
Yeah, it's definitely good to find a gym where you feel like the energy matches. And there are a lot of American dream stories that happen with Goat Shed, a lot of fighters that come from different parts of the world, Cuba, Venezuela, wherever it may be. And Goat Shed kind of provides that home for them, even outside of the mat. So as we can see, Alberto Montes really starting to lay up those kicks on Kevin Garcia. And Kevin Garcia needing a little bit more output, wouldn't you say?
You know, what's going to be interesting, Alex, is if this fight goes to distance.
Ooh, he got solid right.
And Montes not trying to go for those 3 rounds with a beautiful straight. Connecting right to Garcia's chin there that knocked him off a bit there, gave him a little whiplash, but still in the fight.
Yeah, Kevin's going to have to find a way to get some respect on the feet here, because Alberto is not backing down at this point. He's feeling confident, feeling that flow from everywhere.
Now, can he keep that energy throughout the fight? That's going to be the question, Alex.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a question there. Kevin Garcia, a former swimmer, so we know his cardio is different. I know when you swim, your lungs just build different than a runner would. So we'll be able to see if he wants to take things into deep waters. He might be reserving some of the energy fuel here.
Tell that to my lungs, Alex. Swam the other day for 40 minutes, still feeling it. But you know, the beautiful thing about it, you don't take a lot of damage in your body, which is great.
Back at distance, these two are. It just looks like Alberto is on point right now with the striking.
He's very creative, very exciting fighter. But we still have more left here in our second chapter of this bout. We'll be back with more here on Fuse.
Él no lo ve. Jack Crow, enciérralo con lo que hablamos de arriba. Vamos.
Welcome back. This is the second round of our main event. Kevin Garcia taking on Venezuela's Alberto Montes in red. Great action in that first round, Alex.
Yeah, great action. Definitely love the showmanship from these guys, dapping each other up, but then as soon as it's time to go, they're going to let fists fly.
You know, just between breaks here, Alex, we were just notified and pinpointed it. You'll see it in just a few in the corner of Alberto Montes, a very well-dressed man, and that is Coach Asim, which I'm sure you've probably seen him if you're a combat sports fan in karate combat. He is the president of that promotion, but
solid question mark kick again.
So kudos there for Asim, with a great, well-dressed man. I gotta get some tips from that, guys. You see our open scoring there. All judges giving it to Alberto Montes, first round. Alex?
Yeah, definitely can see that there. A little bit of a desperation takedown here, and quickly locks
something,
it up.
Alex.
He gets the tap. The same submission that he got in his last fight.
He does it
so
again.
Quick.
He does it again, Alex. Unbelievable. This guy is something.
Yeah, he is so instinctual when it comes to that front headlock game. Locking in that anaconda choke. Well done. He got to practice that at least 1,000 times to get it that quick in those moments.
You must, because we've had this conversation previously how hard it is to get a Darce choke in MMA. But Alex, take us through it.
Yeah, let's see it. When Kevin Garcia goes for that desperation takedown there, he locks up the arm. It's attached at the armpit, getting him the anaconda choke. Beautiful work by the BJJ black belt, Alberto Montes.
That's one thing they always teach the wrestlers, right? To be careful when you're taking out those BJJ experts, because you get caught at any moment. But Bandido, he knows it. He's like, gosh, you know, I just fell for that.
And the fact that he tapped that quickly to it just shows how well he had it attached on. The carotid arteries were being attacked, and there it was.
And we'll be back with more here and our official result on Fuse.
Seven, six, here we go. Five, let's hear it for the fight. Let's go.
What a phenomenal result. Beatriz Callas with the official result. Take it away.
El tiempo oficial, 52 segundos del round número 2. The official time, 52 seconds of round number 2. And the winner, by way of submission, el ganador, por sumisión, Alberto de Promes Montes.
Quite amazing stuff from the Venezuelan, representing his country very proudly. 7-1 improves the Venezuelan. We'll be back with more with Combate Global on Fuse.
I need a mic for Ricardo. He's coming in for interview. Interview audio. Check, please.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Center, guys, center. Center, center. Press. Fuerte aplauso, por favor.
And we're back. We're going to hear an interview here from Ricardo from our folks, our colleagues at the Spanish desk. Bueno, I saw the game. I left the game there 0-1 for Ecuador, but I saw we won. Let me know about your victory this evening here in Combate Global. Well, came out to fight, even though it was a few days notice, but I came. In that second round, you came in with that choke. Yeah, it was part of the game plan. Just keep hitting with everything. And in there and finish it off. I did feel him out a little bit, the Mexican. What's next for you, for the promise? Well, get me another opportunity. And keep supporting me. Thank you very much, Combate Global. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to our good friends at our Spanish desk, Ricardo.
Dime, Lindsay, ¿qué querías?
Well, we got a comment or a question from Lindsay.
Por partida dobles, ¿eh?
Sí, sería lo ideal, ¿no?
Lo próximo para ti, ¿qué es?
What's next for you?
No sé qué es lo próximo, pero
well, I don't know yet, but I want to thank
coach, yeah,
the coach.
El coach mejor vestido, sí.
The best dressed coach.
I appreciate it. I'm just
Agradecido.
proud on 2 days' notice he took this.
Llevó esta pelea hace 2 días y la vez anterior también igual, pero me siento muy bien de él.
Por su pupilo el día de hoy, por esta gran victoria que tuvo.
Se siente muy bien por él.
Gracias, felicidades, ¿sí?
Right? Felicitaciones. Adelante. Right? And there we go, you had it. Great stuff there from Alberto Montes in the translation. Sometimes it just takes me off. It's kind of so hard to switch to English and Spanish sometimes. When you throw in the third language I speak, you work quite Alex. But great stuff for Montes. He's able to switch the ground and the striking at any point, and is very successful at it.
And he improved his record to 7-1, really becoming a force in this featherweight division of Combate Global. And now up next, Gabriel Ortega versus Quentin Camacho, taking it on, and we'll learn a little bit more about them.
And find out how to join the next episode. Want to see all the action for yourself? Combate Global. Call 786-471-4377. Watch Mucho Más Acción live.
Señores, fuerte aplauso.
Empecé en el MMA mirando a un compañero entrenar, luego peleó y me gustó en las peleas y desde ahí él me incluyó a ese mundo. Pues mi estilo de pelea sí es de grappler, sí, me gusta más el piso, el control, golpear, someter, pero me puedo desenvolver bien arriba también. Mis motivaciones pues son mis hijos, mi familia, mis amigos. Hacer mi debut dentro de combate pues es algo especial. Me siento feliz que mi debut sea de esta manera, es un poco más emocionante, es divertido. Quentin, espero estés listo, que hayas entrenado lo suficiente. Vamos a darlo todo en la jaula.
Jaula.
2 debuts coming up right now.
Ortega.
Gabriel Ortega making his debut here in Combate Global. Last time he competed was some time ago, Alex. He said, well, I need to work on my craft before I become this mixed martial artist professional that I am today. Put in a lot of work, has a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, has competed in a lot of tournaments to make sure that that ground game is on point, training with the folks out there with the Blaxicans, but promises a lot.
Yeah, I got to visit Gabriel Ortega over there at Blaxicans, and he is the head instructor for Jiu-Jitsu, really helping out, being able to get those mental reps, explaining the things that he's teaching from that 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu system. And now he's really gonna look to make a statement after some time off, like you said, but he's looking at this as like a whole nother debut inside Combate Global.
Ortega excited to make his debut in La Jaula, and we will meet his opponent after the break.
One of the biggest things MMA has given me is a platform to express myself. It's a very wild sport. There's a lot of strategy that goes into it, but at the bottom line, it's a wild man sport, and that's something I love. Growing up, I would wrestle in high school, and so that was how I found grappling and eventually wanted to fight MMA. I'm a pressure fighter. I like to get on people and drag them into deep waters and force them to come out, you know. My style is a very Americanized version of American wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it is kind of that new style grappling, but at the end of the day, it's that Mexican heart and pressure and style to really break people. I do like to stand in front of somebody's face and say, come on, let's go.
Su oponente, Quentin Camacho.
That's right, Quentin Camacho representing the United States. He says he's no ordinary cowboy. You heard earlier there, started his career in the world of combat sports with wrestling as a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And when you talk to this guy, you would never know he was a fighter. He might seem like a surfer, very cool dude, but boy, he means business when he gets to the action, Alex.
Yeah, he's from Whittier, California, so that's a little bit inland, and that's why he feels like it's appropriate to represent that cowboy hat. And the way he fights, it's like the wild, wild west. He does like to take it to the ground as well, too, but when it comes to the striking in this bout, it could really come down to that, as both of these guys have that grappling background. So who can really come out on top when it comes to the striking, because this is mixed martial arts. You got to be able to do it all.
In 2023, he won Fighter of the Year for the amateur company that he competed for. Had a lot of success as an amateur, and now he's ready to prove it and bring it inside La Jaula of Combate Global. Don't know how much nerves will come into play. Noticing his opponent, you would have never known that he has any butterflies at all. He came in like it was just another day in the office. But we'll be ready to go with these two dudes. Will they grapple or will they strike? Two dudes going at it toe-to-toe. We'll find out after the break. Ortega and Camacho.
Guys, calentico para los peleadores, un aplauso para
And we're back with this action between two men making their debut inside La Jaula. Gabriel Ortega representing Mexico, taking on Quinton No Ordinary Cowboy Camacho, who won the 2023 Fighter of the Year in California for the amateur promotion that he competed. This fight promises to be very technical, very exciting. If you like chess, this is a fight for you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the action after the break right here on Fuse.
Stand by, guys. Here we go. Stay focused. Here we go.
And we're back. Ortega representing Mexico, taking on Camacho representing the United States. We had a big chant here of USA from the crowd here at the Univision Studios. So definitely Camacho does have that home jaula advantage tonight, Alex. But looking forward to this bout between these two men who have that long history and background in the ground game. The age is 32 for Ortega, 26 for Camacho, 5'9" for Ortega, 6'1" for Camacho. The reach there, not much of a difference. And then the weight there, very close. Beatriz Calles, introduce the fighters.
Continuamos con mucha más acción este duelo. En la división peso ligero, we continue with much more action this bout. In the lightweight division, los jueces son, the judges are James Lázaro, Elian Rodríguez, and Vicente Rodríguez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Introducing the blue corner, la esquina azul, wearing white, vestido de blanco. Su peso oficial, 155.4 libras. His official weight, 155.4 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula a hacer su debut profesional. Tonight, he enters la jaula to make his professional debut. De Ensenada, Baja California, México, Gabriel Ortega. En la esquina roja, en the red corner, wearing red, vestido de rojo. Su peso oficial, 154.6 libras. His official weight, 154.6 pounds. Esta noche también entra a la jaula a hacer su debut profesional. Tonight, he enters la jaula to make his pro debut. From South Whittier, California, Quentin No Ordinary Cowboy Camacho. El referee, Ramón Ramos.
Acá, negrito. Acá. Chris, ven. We went over the rules in the dressing room. Fuimos allá atrás. ¿Una pregunta? Any question? Protect yourselves. Que Dios los bendiga. God bless both. Step back. Thank you, guys. Am I good here, sir? Thank you.
And there we have it. Ortega representing Mexico.
Good. Ready. Ready. Wait.
And his opponent, Camacho, representing the United States with the red trunks. Rightfully so, those nerves must be kicking in, Alex. This is both their professional debuts here in La Jaula, and Ortega already laying a flurry of punches. Camacho did predict this. Oh!
Yeah, he knew that Gabriel was going to come out hot, so he's being a little tentative right now, but going to look to use this whizzer he has here.
Watch it, man.
Quentin, a really strong guy. And he was aware that Gabriel was going to come out guns blazing, but this is something that he's been mentally preparing for.
He did his homework. He told me he was not surprised that this was going to happen, rightfully so. He considered himself a bit of a more calm, cool, and collective when he is facing this pressured or aggressive fighter. Nonetheless, he's a
solid punch off the break.
Great stuff. Great debut so far for both these guys. It's only been a minute of action. But surely enough, they're delivering it all. Great tattoo work, too, for Quentin. He told me that the reason why he has that is to pay homage to his family. I know it's Japanese, but it means a lot to his folks. Background from Mexico, came here to the United States, and proud of his parents.
Yeah, he is representing USA today, but he is super proud of his heritage in Hermosillo, Mexico. So it is a little bit of a Mexico versus Mexico bout and a SoCal showdown, considering Gabriel Ortega unloading right now, represents 10th Planet San Diego.
Ortega laying in those shots, but good way of Quentin protecting himself with those hands up. We talked about Japan, July 27. It's the showdown between Mexico and Nippon 2. July 27th, right here in Fuse.
And I've been pretty impressed with Gabriel Ortega's unleashing on the feet. He's really shown his dominance in being the aggressor here. But you have to imagine that this could be part of Quentin's strategy. Maybe let Gabriel get a little bit winded. We know he hasn't been in the MMA cage in a while. So Quentin could be, being calculated here.
Has put a lot of work, though, in the jiu-jitsu tournaments for Ortega. But as you stated, Alex, it's a whole different ball game when you enter La Jaula.
I love the mullet, but I'm surprised he doesn't want to tie it up for these type of things. Sometimes it could get in the way of his vision.
Yeah, that's
personal preference.
To each his own, right? To each his own. Everyone has their own preference as far as they want to show their hair or not. But I completely agree with you.
If you got locks like that, why not show it off?
Braid them or something, yeah. But again, hey, if it works for him, we can't tell anything.
And we have a front headlock position here. Could go arm in guillotine, but he has great control. Looking for a takedown by sweeping that leg here. And then once we get to the floor, we'll be at a brown belt versus blue belt battle, which obviously would go in the way of Gabriel Ortega if not careful.
Camacho training with the Noah Tillis Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu squad. And he told me, listen, I treat my opponents like if they were to steal from my mom. I mean, when you hear someone say that, I mean, you know this guy's gonna just go in there and do his work.
And you know when you're in Southern California, you're going to get good training, even at the gym that he's at, but he can cross-train at various different gyms along Southern California. And nice, so I'm impressed with what he's been able to do with a little bit of space inside the clinch or off the brakes. He's able to capitalize in those moments, and so if he can just continue to do that, it'll be interesting to see which way the judges go with about 1 minute and 9 seconds left in the first round.
Yeah, good way, though, of slowing down Gabriel's striking there, getting him in that clinch, and taking off that or the flurry of punches and offensive.
Solid knee.
Now the Ortega, though, he trains the Black Sicans. We talked about that earlier on, training with the likes of Ernesto Ibarra, the Stallion, which seen compete here in Combate Global. Also Ivan Choco Castillo.
It'll be interesting to see here if we can get some more feints, perhaps a rear hip feint, setting up some low kicks for Camacho. A nice overhand right, really unleashing here, throwing some haymakers.
Beautifully executed, Alex, but at the same time, puts him right there towards the jaula.
I love that head positioning that he's doing, though. Really beautiful textbook stuff there.
Tell us how effective that head positioning is for those folks watching at home.
Oh yeah, a lot of people probably don't realize how much of the pressure it is being, you know, having the top of someone's skull up against your chin.
Yeah, and we'll be back with more action as this round concludes right here.
Great stuff.
Combate Global on Fuse.
Break. Let go.
Gaby lo está haciendo muy bien, cabrón. En el striking, güey. Se está enconchando. Agua. Gaby, estás muy bien en el striking, güey. Le estás ganando en los golpes. Necesito que... Necesito que los jabs, 1, 2, patadas, las dos, dando muy bien.
Levántate. Take that. Cuidado con la rodilla abajo, calle abajo, okay? Cuidado, los dos.
And we are ready for our second round of Ortega.
Stay there.
So hyped for this one.
Oh,
We've already seen 2 finishes tonight, and now these guys are letting it all fly.
Keep it clean, guys.
Ortega versus Quinton Camacho. And Ortega getting some kudos from his corner saying, hey, you're doing very well with your striking, but I need some more jabs from you.
Solid jabbing straight into a body lock attempt here.
Camacho
Beautiful.
putting the brakes very early on for that strike fest.
And when you have the height of Camacho, it's really important to turn over those punches and get some power behind those. And immediately here we see that he's a little less shell-shocked. I think he was, trying to play it smart. Awesome way to work into the back. But again, you're going up against a BJJ brown belt. We'll see if he's able to get away from this position and get back to where he's at an advantage.
Yeah, that's what it could have been interesting, as none of these men have attempted to take this fight to the ground. Combate Global with our open scoring, all judges going the way of Ortega. We got saves because of that striking. He did a lot more of that in that first round. Great stuff from Camacho, chasing on, in search of something to take this fight to the ground, Alex, which would benefit him.
Yeah, he has
That
the body
wrestling.
lock going on for him right now, landing some knees there right in front of us. It's always a beautiful thing when they bring the action right over here.
Now, when you get this blue belt and a brown belt, right, who you would assume that the brown belt would try to take this fight to the ground because he's very more comfortable. But not in this case. Ortega feels very comfortable with the stand-up game.
Yeah, I think he's wanting to showcase that. The Blaxicans really working every single martial art that they can there, and he's drilling all the time and teaching jiu-jitsu classes, but when the lights are on and you want to bring the entertainment, sometimes you just want to keep it striking.
Goes to show you that they're not afraid to show off what they've been working on, doing their homework, putting in those hours and time in the gym. They want to display it instead of just sticking to their bread and butter.
Solid jab. Solid jab coming from Gabriel Ortega. And a nice overhand right. Beautiful work there. It'll be interesting to see how much of a gas tank these guys have, especially after a knee straight down right there. Great sprawl from Camacho. And now these two are back at distance. And it's a pretty interesting thing that Quentin is also a math tutor. When I spoke to him, he is a soft-spoken guy. He says he's not the same person that he is in the cage. He's wild in the cage, but outside he's soft-spoken, chill dude. And it's very fun to see what he's able to do.
Very cool, calm, and collective. And now the back. The back, Alex. This is where it could get interesting. Ortega, though, trying to see if he could push off his hips there, break that grip.
Now this isn't your regular old jiu-jitsu tournament where you're counting points to get your
they got the knee in
hooks
there.
You're just looking to submit your opponent when you get to a position like that. But quickly back to the side, looking to get another body lock, and again, works to the back.
Camacho definitely trying to go for that takedown. And he finally got it, Alex.
Now let's see what happens here. I'm very curious. It doesn't seem like Gabriel gets flustered when Camacho is on his back. It's like he's been working, and now he's working in that Kimura grip here. Very Copa Combate 2023-esque with Ramiro Jimenez getting a Kimura against Tommy Garcia.
And we invite you to see it in our library. Great stuff that we have from previous competitions. As Alex mentioned, Copa Combate 23. What a phenomenal night that was.
And we'll be seeing Ramiro Jimenez soon, July 27th. Ooh!
He's got a shot to the lower area. He got his 5-minute break if he chooses, or he can start whenever he feels ready to go.
Gotta stand up. You gotta stand up on your heels.
Yeah, that's definitely no fun.
No, Alex, it's not.
Not that I would know personally.
Well, I can tell you from experience, it's not nice.
Over here. Over here. I need you over here.
He's walking it off, though. Walking
Let's
something
take a
that he
look at it
likes
right
to
here.
do. As he also is into hiking. Oh, my God.
Right on the money maker. Holy moly cow. I felt that one.
Yikes.
Woo.
Yikes.
Jesus.
You don't rush. You take your time.
And let me tell you, even though you have a cup, it doesn't matter. You still feel it. You still feel it.
That was really right to the position that it needed to be in to really hurt. But, I mean, at least we aren't, seeing him almost throwing up. I've seen some really crazy reactions when that happens.
Yes,
so
in the
he
history.
seems like he's, holding it together rather well.
There have been some unusual circumstances with shots to that area in previous competition.
And a lot of people are starting to argue that if you do that once, just take a point. But, usually you have to do it once or twice to get a point taken.
But in that situation, it was not intentional. He was just in the clinch. It was hard for him to see.
100%. Jump up and down. I want to make sure.
You can't really just blame her. Now, of course, if Ortega does it again, then you're going to have to consider it, but Alex. But it's not like he did it intentionally. And when you're in the movement and the momentum and you're trying to land in some knees, things happen.
Ready?
100%. Now we're back to action between these two. Is Quentin Camacho going to come out a little bit angry after that one? We'll see here with 45 seconds left in the second.
Great striking, though, from both these guys. Camacho now not holding back, letting loose of those hands, telling him, let's go. Ortega following it as well.
No ordinary cowboy, shoots in, gets Gabriel Ortega against the cage, but what will Gabriel do with that whizzer?
Now that he feinted that left and went straight down for the attempt at the takedown for Camacho. He ended up getting it in earlier on in this round. We got about 10 seconds left of the second chapter of this bout. We got 3 rounds. Good exchanges there to the end of this round, going toe-to-toe. If that's the end of the second, what can be delivered in the third?
Yeah, there was a lot of action there. I kind of want to see some funk from Gabriel Ortega, who has a breakdancing background. Part of the reason why he was attracted to 10th Planet San Diego was because of Boogie Martinez, who has that breakdancing background, but now in the corner.
Let's try to listen in.
You're throwing more, you're throwing and getting inside. He's breaking mentally. He needed that break, okay? But we need to bounce, eat up the clock a little bit, straight punches. He's throwing 1-2s, bro.
1-2s, but Alex, here it is, right in that second round, a shot to the midsection. Not feeling good.
Hey, you got 5 minutes.
Ortega did recuperate. Corner even said, hey, you kind of needed that break there to kind of get yourself ready to go.
He's gonna come in
and then towards the end.
Let's go, breathe, get on your bike.
Towards the end of that second round, just an exchange of fists between these two dudes. And you gotta admit here, this is both their debut. They're hyped. They want to make a statement that they can't put on a show. You got 5 minutes to do so, boys.
Ready, sir. Keep it clean.
And now the crowd chanting USA for Quentin Camacho to get it done in his pro debut here in the Combate Global Jaula.
Camacho in red, Ortega in white. And the fists are coming along like lightning strikes here in Miami, Florida.
Now we got 2 underhooks for Gabriel here. What will he be able to work? Looking to work to the back, it looks like.
Yeah, we're flipping the script now here, as Camacho was the one hunting for the takedown, but it was Ortega in this case. And now flipping the tables, Camacho once again have the advantage here. A little playing of a tug of war, or who's going to take who's down.
Yeah, and when you're in this kind of
even
neutralized
Stevens,
position,
Alex.
We got ourselves a fight here in the third round, Rodolfo.
It's all for the marbles. 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes to go now. And the takedown for Camacho could be the difference in this bout.
Is he the hungrier fighter, locking in a front headlock position? Potentially could we get another anaconda choke if he went in for the roll there?
Then I'm going to have to play the lottery that happens, Alex.
That would be crazy. He loses the front headlock position, and Gabriel with a nice hook off the break.
And let's take a look at those real-time stats. 32 of 78 punches for Ortega.
Solid right.
Real-time stuff right here. 65 of 29 for Camacho. The kicks and the takes down 2 for Camacho, which in my opinion have made the difference, especially in this round so far. And he made it in the second as well.
Now going for a high crotch. Got to be careful with that neck exposure.
Oh, man.
Wow, these two are just scrambling. Which fighter wants it more?
You know, the wrestling is just top-notch right here from Camacho, and it's definitely the change or the difference between the two here.
And again, we're seeing some of that great head positioning from Camacho.
And
back at distance.
What's curious here, Alex, is that Ortega hasn't tried to just taste the ground. Every time he's taken down, he just gets right back on his feet.
Yeah,
Just hasn't displayed anything.
And because he did say in his interview that he is most comfortable on the ground, and if that it does go to the ground, he's confident he'll get the submission. But sometimes when you feel... Nice, he's starting to piece him up here. Sometimes when you feel people in their strength, you don't feel the confidence to go for the takedown there, but who knows? He could be just feeling himself on the feet.
That's that Mexican boxing from Ortega throwing in that throat punch there. See our real-time stats, 93 for 38 for Ortega, 75 for Camacho. Almost even there. The effectiveness, the accuracy, 90 to 37 for Ortega, 73 to 30 for Camacho. But it's quite interesting, Alex. Again, every time that Camacho, it's 2 times that he's taken Ortega to the ground, he doesn't entertain answering back to some of that groundwork.
Yeah, and these guys are kind of getting stuck up against the cage here, but another attempt at a takedown.
Straight back to his feet, though. Now Camacho maybe trying to put his legs over. Hala, though, is in the way, Alex.
Don't grab the cage. Good job.
Wow,
and there's
to the back again.
Rolls
out.
Okay, now we're seeing some of that stuff, Alex.
Yeah, this is a great way to end the round. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Will he be able to get any type of submission here? A buzzer beater submission in our final fight?
He's definitely, then it's wrapping it around right back to the feet. Great way to spinning around to get this fight right now in the center, well, almost in the center of La Jaula.
And you got to imagine that these fighters know that it is tied and that it is going to come down to this last minute.
Great calf kick. And another takedown. That could be the big, big difference in this fight. Maybe going for a rear naked choke, wrapping up his leg. We got a body lock, almost a body lock there, Alex.
Wow. What
and there he got it.
Body triangle for Camacho. Getting under the neck, but he'll have to switch sides.
A blue belt.
Wants to finish it there.
Could a blue belt submit a brown belt, Alex?
He'll definitely have to, attack on the other choking arm here.
What does he have to do in this position?
He's going to have to take his left arm and get under the neck of Gabriel here. But right now, it just looks like Ortega's a little gassed. No sense of urgency to get out of this position.
Well, he just has 10 seconds to kill, and Camacho should take this bout, but you never want to leave it to the judges. Great stuff for Camacho for finishing off this fight. The crowd definitely behind him. That has to be a lot of momentum from him in his favor. And on paper, or from what we've seen, it could see that Camacho could be taking his victory, but it's not us who decides who wins.
What a war.
We're gonna go ahead and wait, Alex, as we'll be back. Who took the bout? Who comes out with a victory in his pro debut? We'll find out after the break. We are back. Beatriz Callas will let us know who will walk out with a victory in their debut. Beatriz.
After 3 rounds of much more action, this is the final decision. Después de 3 vueltas de mucha más acción, esta es la decisión oficial. Los 3 jueces entregan tarjetas idénticas de 29 a 28. All 3 judges turn in identical scorecards of 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Todos a favor del ganador por decisión unánime.
Victory for the No Ordinary Cowboy. Put on your saddles and let's party. United States with a victory over Mexico.
I think that just goes to show the heart of Quentin. Really coming in clutch with that takedown at the end, getting the back and isolating Gabriel with a body lock triangle to finish out the round. What a way to showcase your
and
coach.
shows that he did his homework, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here. On the feet, it was close. Gabriel Ortega wanting to keep it there. And there were some clean punches from both sides, but I think it really came down to that final takedown. And there you saw a quick front headlock position that he wasn't able to capitalize on. But here's what kind of sealed the deal as really dominating towards the end of that third round in a great win for no ordinary cowboy.
Random Cowboy. Congratulations for Quinton Cowboy. No ordinary Cowboy Camacho. We'll be back with more here on Fuse. Mucho más acción. Oh, there you have it. Minasan konnichiwa. Joku 27 Mexico versus Nippon. Do not miss it here on Fuse. Oh, I'm excited. What a cool poster. Shout out to our graphics designer, man. I'm going to put that stuff up on my desk, Alex. What a phenomenal fight card here this evening. Of course, July 27, Mexico versus Japan, number 2. But let's take a look back at what happened this evening here inside La Jaula. What a night of action, Alex. Starting off with the ladies, Garcia versus Meneses.
Yannet Garcia versus Andrea Meneses. It was Mexico versus Spain, Muay Thai versus karate. And man, Andrea just couldn't get anything going at distance. And it was a story of the clinch work and ground and pound of Yannet Garcia, our star undefeated atomweight. She is going to be a problem. And you got to imagine fighters like Kayla Rocco and Claire Lopez, who were supposed to be on this card tonight, are watching that and being like, hey, she could be a good challenge for me.
Garcia remains with the goose egg, undefeated, 3-0 in La Jaula. Hasn't spent a lot of time as a mixed martial artist, but you would never know, as she has been doing a phenomenal job in competition in that transition as a Muay Thai fighter to a mixed martial artist. And now, of course, he promised it was going to be a great fight, and that's Montes taking on Mexico's Kevin Garcia. Wow, a Darce choke again.
Yeah, it's another anaconda choke, really attaching at that armpit. And I think Promise MMA stands for I promise to front headlock choke you. No matter the Darce, the anaconda, he is hungry for it. And he'll keep you guessing with the striking, the question mark kicks that we saw, but a beautiful performance by Alberto Montes representing Goat Shed and really just annihilated on all fronts. Kevin Garcia, who took this fight a switched opponent, so props to him for that, but man, Alberto was fine-tuned tonight.
Ooh, great stuff. Arepa power for the Venezuelan. The Venezuelan team, soccer team, won, defeated Ecuador, and so did Alberto the Promise Montes. He too represented Venezuela proudly inside La Jaula with a victory this evening. Great stuff from the Venezuelan as he took on Kevin El Prendido Garcia. But it's the Aztecs versus the Samurais. Nippon versus Mexico. Do not miss it, July 27. I'm going chills. I know a lot about Japan, working on, you know, Rosetta Stone's coming in handy.
Yes.
Not the wife is going to kick my butt. But either way, hey, listen, really forward looking to this. Lots of great fighters coming from Japan, the land of the rising sun. Looking forward to it, Alex. Man, we're not even done with a year. This is just crazy. We're not even halfway through the year.
We got a beautiful finish from the atomweight Yannet Garcia, a beautiful submission for all us jiu-jitsu nerds here from Alberto Montes. And then in July, we're going to get Japan versus Mexico. Two countries that fight with everything they got every time. The last time we did Mexico versus Japan, it was entertaining from start to finish. So the expectation is very high for that July 27th card.
And we will probably see more than likely some veterans of Japan that have competed in other promotions coming in La Jaula to show their skills, to show some of the young talent that we have here in Combate Global. Again, we're not even done with a year, and we brought some exciting stuff for you so far here on Fuse. Alex, looking forward to it as we get action, more action inside La Jaula, mucho más acción. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it. Yannet Garcia, another victory, remains undefeated. The Muay Thai fighter making that transition to mixed martial arts. And the Promise, Alberto Montes, pulling off another phenomenal submission victory again here in La Jaula. And beautiful debut for two of these dudes. For Alex Wendley, Rodolfo Roman, have a good night, everyone. Cheers.